There's always work to be done on a boat, isn't there? Here I am in the middle of June, and it's summer, and I've got my hat on and my coat on and my jumper on. Why is that? Well, it's because I'm in Wales. While everyone else is sweltering, we have thick mist and fog and rain promised for later. But that's not the worst of it. The worst of it is that my dinghy is leaking again. Well, it's not leaking water, it's leaking air. So I went ashore here in Dale last night for a couple of hours. When I got back to the dinghy, it was soft, squappy on the starboard side. And it was okay 3 days ago, and now it's touched something. It's touched something. So let's see if I can find where the air's getting out and see whether or not we can possibly get the thing to struggle on for another day or two. Okay, here we go. Now, I've dragged it out onto the foredeck. It's no obvious puncture, but I've got some soapy water here. It's usually quite effective. Here it is. There it is, just here. We'll squinch a little bit of abrasion just there, and of course it's caused it to puncture. Now this dinghy's escaped before, so it's always tied on no matter where we may be. The second problem of the day is that I don't have a single inch of abrasive paper, sandpaper on the boat, which is a bit of a blow, but I'm going to try something new. Oh yes, needs must for the solo sailor with no resources, miles from anywhere. I'm going to try Panscara. I'll use a fresh one. I'll use a virgin Panscara, see if I can raise any nap on this thing so it'll take some glue. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm getting a good feeling about this. Ooh. Okay, yeah. That's going to be alright. Right, I'm going to prepare a patch and we'll go on from there, eh? If anyone can recommend a really good quality, rugged, robust dinghy to buy that's not too long. I don't want something that won't fit on the foredeck, so it needs to be, well, this current one is 2.3 metres, so it needs to be 2.3 or less. Now the rugged ones I've looked at all seem to be 2.4 and up, so if you happen to know of any good dinghies that aren't too big, let me know in the comments please, because I'm fed up with this dinghy now. I'm ready to change. This is not the most elegant repair I've ever done, but I'm hoping it'll last until I can get myself a dinghy that's up to the job of being a dinghy. It's not an ideal place to be doing this job either, really, is it? I'd rather have it on the proper flat surface, get it deflated and be able to get some real pressure on this join here, but I think this will go to do. I hope it will do anyway. I'll leave that for a bit while I have some breakfast. Then I'll blow it up again and we'll see if it holds its air. Lovely little thing. Well, the good news is that the dinghy appears to be staying flated at the moment. So that little repair earlier was apparently successful for the time being. Now, lovely though it is in the fabulous Bay of Dale, it looks as if tomorrow morning it's going to blow up a bit. So I'm going to leave here and go upstream to Lawrenny, which means heading all the way over there. We're going to go up past all the oil terminals and up the river, about 12 miles or so. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, we're underway. We've left Angle Bay. That's Thorn Island over there. This is the Irish ferry going down our starboard side. And we're cracking along nicely in 15 knots of wind. Here's the first oil terminal on our port side, and lots of other industrial stuff up ahead. We've got about 15 knots of wind or so. It's just about slack tide, so more or less moving in still water, and soon the tide will start helping us, and we're all goes well. We should get up to Lawrenny before very long. Quite gutty along here because there's a fairly meaty hill over the other side, starboard side here, so that's kind of making the wind a bit turbulent, which is partly why I'm staying over here towards the port side of the channel to try and catch a more sensible bit of wind. But 3 or 4 oil tankers here, obviously not stuck in the Gulf. All of them looking quite unladen as we continue upstream. So the Cajun sun is methanol powered. So that of course can be a sustainable fuel, depending on how you make it. Anyway, step in the right direction, isn't it? I was hoping to show you the ORCA display, but it's a bit reflective out here at the moment, so I'm not sure how well you can see it. But it does seem to be picking up all the AIS traffic that's whizzing around and moored up beside us and around us. The one thing that I need to find out is how to set it to warn an AIS alarm when something's coming closer, because at the moment you can just see everything whizzing by, and even if it comes very close, it doesn't, I'm not getting any kind of alert as to watch out, you're going to be hit. So for sure this isn't the settings. I'll have to have a look at this later. Here we are, threading our way up the river Cleddau, Cliffy. Looks like a Welsh winter. Sorry about this wind. Over there's a whole lot of tugs waiting for something to do. On our port side we have the happy village of Neyland. As we go past Neyland, we're just about to go under the Cleddau Bridge. Used to be a toll bridge. They've stopped the toll now because they've paid for it. How sensible is that? This bridge fell into the water some years ago, 25 years, when they had to rebuild it. Neyland over there. Dale Sailing, who are big outfits. They're I'm always terrified the mast is going to hit these things, but I know it's going to clear it by about a country mile. Much more peaceful up here, isn't it? Are we going to clear it? Oh yes. Not a problem. Now this little bit up here can be quite shallow. I mean, I know the tide's rising, but I have touched the bottom, can we say that? With my previous boat just along here. So I'm going to put the camera down and pay a bit of attention to the depth and what I'm doing and stuff for a minute. The wind's all gone completely, the sail's just backed. Right, gonna have to employ the iron sail now, I think, just to get around the corner. We're so much in the lee of this hill that there is no wind for the moment. I don't think we can, I don't know, maybe it is, maybe I jibe the let's see what's happening. Oh, might it be about to fill? Maybe. Alright. Let's just be patient and not start the motor, then we could look at the seaweed floating past. I can see there's some breeze just there. Now the sail's backed again. Let's just wait until this little bit of ruffled water brings whatever it's going to bring, and see if we can continue to sail or whether we do have to fire up the diesel. We'd rather not, we've done so well so far. We're doing 6 or 7 knots coming up the past the jetties. I'm just going to pay attention a minute. Here I am. I'm now at Lawrenny yacht station. Well, no, just opposite it really. Right up the river. Beautiful, peaceful place. The river's gone from very, very wide and big enough for sea-going ships to quite modest. It's lost that sea colour, of course. It's now got the river colour. It'll be freshwater now. And the other good news is the dinghy hasn't gone down again. Woohoo!
Oh, you New York girls, can't you dance the polka, yes away. Santi, my dear Annie. Oh, you New York girls, can't you dance the polka?
It's always nice to have a bit of dolphin company.